Hello, welcome to Fast Pre-Market Observation. It's Friday, March 1st, 2024. On the screen, you are seeing the dollar against an ETF. Can you guess what it is? Okay, the candle, okay, the red and green candlestick is the dollar. The XY, as you can see, is strengthening, which is not a good thing, right? I talk about the dollar once in a while. I think the last time was maybe last month. I talked about it a lot last year when it was so strong, but it is getting strong again, and there is an ETF that mirror the dollar, especially since October. Okay, look, before that it was I wouldn't say mirror, and then since October, look, it's more like a 90% correlation. Before that, I wouldn't call it a correlation, but something is going on that mirror the last uh, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months, right? So that's significant. And surveys say it is USO. Okay, this is something that caught my attention last month. To be honest, I didn't pay attention to this. For those that follow me for a while, I talk about looking to short USO at 74. I've been trying to put on a bear spread. I have, and for some silly reason, it didn't. The order didn't complete because the price I put in was not the right price, but looked like it's gonna appear through today. So we'll see. Did I try yesterday? Yes. That did not work. Did I try the day before? Yes. So I think over the past week, I think I tried twice and the order didn't trigger for whatever reason. But today looked like in pre-market. So let's remove let's remove the comparison. Okay, so let's go back to USO only. Okay, so let me remove the double comparison thing. 30. How do I remove it? Compare with. Huh. It's been so long since I do any kind of comparison, I completely forgot. Let me circle back. Oh, that's how you do it. Remove. Yes. There you go. Back. So, all right. USO. All right. So, look like pre-market, looking like there's some strength. I will look into the reason for the strength. Maybe there's a good reason. If there is not a good reason, then I will not. Well, depend on what the reason is. Okay, I'm gonna look at the news real quick. Japan lead Asia market surge. Europe up. Crude oil hover near 80. Well, the one thing I can tell you that's not good for us is inflation. You don't want this, okay? You don't. You do not want this. So watch out. I'm not. That should be a red flag for all of us here, okay? Whatever the reason for the stronger US dollar that drive the price of oil, certainly the demand is not there. Okay, the demand consumption is no different than it was over here, but I will look into the reason. So perhaps 75, depend on what is going to happen today. I'm looking for maybe 75, 70 or 75, 71. kind of tight bear spread, right? So that's in play. Now the one put spread that I have that was in danger yesterday is AMGN. What is going on yesterday? Look at that. Okay, yesterday it cratered. That is one ugly chart. Okay, there is no denying that this is one of the ugliest looking chart in big pharma biotech sector since February. Look at that, since earning, right? For those that follow me, I specifically talk about AMGN when it was here, when it touched this resistance. And once again, that's why this line is this color, right? Because that's the upper part of the channel. We talk about that endlessly, that it's time to go. And of course, I start to buy into AMGN when it come down to key support here, right? So there's multiple key support, even channel low support, and it failed. And I was very cautious about adding more to AMGN. But the one thing that I want people to understand is you can have a great company. You can have a company with all the fundamental reason to do well, good earning, good guidance, good sector, you name it, good management. All that aside, TAs sometimes betray fundamental, and sometimes fundamental does not match up with TA. Okay, that's just the nature of what the big boy think. By big boys, I mean big money, hedge funds, or the house, whatever they are thinking, right? Whatever they decide that where to put their money, that's what happened, right? So, and I talk about many times about when a stock fall out of a channel, it's very dangerous. You don't want it to create, especially when you have an up channel, when it fell out of the channel, you want it to get back in the channel. The sooner the better. The more it stay out of a channel, the more likely it will create a new down channel instead of being in an up channel, right? So that was my concern for a week now, is AMGN struggle. And yesterday something happened, but at least, well, for now I have many spreads, okay, many spreads, but I have one that is 277.5, 272.5 spread that is in the money. I have yet to decide what to do. Most likely I will close it out for a small loss and then roll it to a 270, 265 next week. I also have a 275, 270 spread, which I will likely close out for a small gain instead of sitting around and chance it, because the last thing I want to do is trust this 276, 277 opening and then end up by 4 p.m. like this and then lose money on that spread. I'd rather take the small gain than deal with a bigger loss at 4 p.m. So that's a spread. Now, as far as the other spread I have, they're way lower. They're not, by low, I mean they were 270, 265. I have 3 of those and they should be fine. I'm not, if AMGN end up below 270 by 4 p.m., oh boy. Okay, it does not mean that I'm not gonna close them out early either. If I can close them out for $3 or $5 and move on and not have to worry about them by 4 p.m., I'm doing that. They're gonna be a gain, small gain, but for $2 or $3, why not? Take them out, right? So that's the play. So that's AMGN for you. XBI, Okay, for those who follow me, I shorted by using bear put spread many times since December successfully. 5 out of 6 so far. I have one left. No, my bad. I did not have one. 5 out of 6 as far as winning. The 6 was a loss that I closed on this move. Okay, once it broke this, I closed it. All right. Now, was that a bad move? Well, for those that didn't know, that bear spread was 93.86. So unless XBI get back into 93, it's not in the money. Okay, so I'm not regretting closing that thing. Now, what I'm looking to do is if XBI fill the gap, it's a buy on a dip. Okay, I'm not bearish on XBI here. Okay, you're talking about a big breakout into a tough multi-year resistance here. So is this unexpected? No. But I don't think it's going to go back to 93, right? Because that's where my put spread was 93.86. So no, that move to close it out early, in my opinion, is still the right move to make. What I will do though, because I did discuss this, I think a couple days ago, was do a call spread, a bull call spread. Instead of buying the share outright, I might do something like a 95, 110 going out into the next couple of weeks. Okay, so would I buy a few share? Maybe at 97, okay, in the 97 area at the gap fill to start the position. But for now, that's the play on XBI. Let's talk about Bitcoin before I sign off. Bitcoin, hey, holding strong. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Look at that. Absorption, even stronger, right? So this weekend, sure, you can trade Bitcoin 24 hours a day. Unfortunately, for those that trade IBIT or have IBIT, well, you're out of luck as of 7, whatever, after hour, like 7:59 p.m. tonight. So it could be a push this weekend into the zone. I don't know. I find it hard to believe that the big boy will let that happen. Yes, I use the word let it happen. No doubt this move with the big boys' participation, right? This move is not because BlackRock and Fidelity and other uh, Bitcoin ETF player are not buying. So if they're not in the market, the question is if they're not openly in the market because IBIT is not trading and capitals are not infused is flowing into their pocket, is there going to be enough support? So it's going to be an interesting weekend for sure. Okay, no doubt about it. It's going to be a very interesting weekend to see if Bitcoin is going to be able to maintain and hold 60K. That's what I'm looking for. If it can, I do think we are going to the all-time high next week. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. All right, I just think that it's very bullish here. It's very bullish that it was able to hold for 3 days in the 60. That's impressive. Okay, it's extremely impressive, in my opinion, to be able to do what it did the last 3 days. Because my goodness, you had to go back multi-year. Okay, yeah, look at that. You got to go back to this to see that kind of move. So yeah, it looked like that to me. See this move right here. it was here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. There was 6 weeks total in that area, 6 weeks. But the move from to record high started at 62,385, 62,385 to 69,355 in a week. Okay, that was the 1 week that it did that. The prior week, it was the high was 64,665. We already pierced that, right? We already pierced that at 64,990. So it can happen real quick next week, in my opinion, right? And that is for sure a spot to trim IBIT or whatever ETF you have or Bitcoin you have. I don't plan to trim any of my Bitcoin, but I do plan to trim IBIT for certain if it get into the 69, 70K range, all right? There's no doubt about that. Would I buy the dip? Should Bitcoin hold this price? On Monday, on the dip, anywhere near 60, below 61, I will add into it. That's the plan. Below 61, I will add into it. There was a chance to add a few times yesterday, right, into the 61. There was. I just didn't feel a need to do it because I was watching to see if it will hold. I had ordered in. There was ordered to buy IBIT at 60. Okay. But depending on what's going on next Monday, would I add above 60K? Yes. Below 61K? Yes. So we'll see. And that's it for this fast pre-market observation. Have a good day. Good luck on Friday. Let's see how AMGN will do. That's the only trouble spot for me.